Hey everybody, Sammy here at SFI Sports Cards, back with another video. Today is June 17th. Welcome to the Saturday morning starting lineup, where we dive into my collection of binders and boxes and boxes and more boxes of cards, sets, slabbed cards, raw cards, to build a starting lineup. It's very simple. I pull cards off camera and create a 9-man lineup, randomly filling each position. Last week's lineup consisted of David Hulse leading off, Jeff Treadway, Cal Ripken Jr. hitting cleanup, George Foster, followed by Darrell Evans, George Hendrick, Ken Phelps, Benito Santiago, and pitching was Joey J. Check out the playlist on my channel, and there you can see each week's starting lineup. This week, in the lineup, we have 2 Hall of Famers. 20 times they made All-Star appearances. 7 times they took home a World Series ring. We have a member of the 3,000 Hit Club. We have an MVP. 10 times we have Silver Sluggers. And we have a Cy Young Award winner. The lineup has a combined WAR of 235.3. if that rating means anything to anyone. So let's get into it. We're going to start off hot. Leading off from El Dorado, Arkansas, signed in 1960 out of Southern University, playing left field, featured on the 1977 Topps set. We have Mr. Lou Brock. I love the image on this card. I love the striped helmet that you rarely see. We also have a red bat that goes well with his uniform. Great looking card. Lou Brock, Hall of Famer, 2-time World Series champion, 2nd all-time in stolen bases, led the National League 8 times in that category, a member of the 3,000 Hit Club. And if Brock were around today, he would be 84 years old tomorrow on June 18th. Probably involved in the most lopsided trade in baseball history, which sent him from the Cubs to the Cardinals. The Cardinals sent, I guess this was a centerpiece of the trade, Ernie Broglio, who had a couple good years with the Cardinals, went to the Cubs and was pretty much awful. And, you know, history was written when Brock went to the Cardinals. But imagine a lengthy run of Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, Ron Santo, and Lou Brock at the top of the lineup. But it didn't work out that way. Known as the Franchise and the Rocket, Brock stepped up when the lights were the brightest. In the postseason, Brock batted .391, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, 14 stolen bases, OPS of 1.079 in 21 games. His number 20 is retired by the Cardinals. That happened in 1979. So Lou Brock leading off. One of the greatest threats in that leadoff spot ever. Batting second from San Francisco de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Signed in 1981 out of the high school of the same name. Playing center field from the 1990 Fleer Update set, we have Stan Javier. A very versatile player who could play all three outfield spots very well. He could steal bases and is a switch hitter. Now, I remember him playing throughout his career, and it seemed that he was always battling for a starting job. And he played on teams in Oakland with Ricky and Dave Henderson, Jose Canseco in that outfield. When he went to the Dodgers, his tenure there, they had Brett Butler, Darryl Strawberry, Cal Daniels was on that team. So yeah, he seemed to be always fighting and clawing his way into a starting job, but no matter if he started, came off the bench, pinch hit, pinch ran, he was always dependable for any team he played for. His stolen base percentage for his career is a terrific 82.8. It is one of the most successful rates of all time for a minimum of 100 steals. I believe he had 246 in his career. A second-generation player on June 12, 1997, Javier became the first major leaguer to hit a home run in interleague play. That's why I love doing these lineups, because you learn something about players that you probably would not know. But now I do. So we have Stan Javier hitting second. Batting third, Fabrizio, Dominican Republic. Signed in 1993 out of the high school of the same name. Playing right field from the 2005 Upper Deck set. This is a jersey, a game jersey card of Vladimir Guerrero, one of the most electrifying players of his generation. He was just born to hit, but also had many other tools. He had speed, he had power, he had a cannon for an arm. Now, his throws may not have always hit their target, but he did have one of the strongest throwing arms around. His career average, 318, with an OPS of 931. I believe his home run total, 449. Just shy of 1,500 RBIs with 1,496. 2,590 hits in his career. So I've always said, the sound of the ball off the bat was just different with this guy. Sounded like a bomb going off when contact was made. Just a fun player to watch, and I think he had a very overlooked career. 2004 American League MVP, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2018. The great Vladimir Guerrero. I think he would be much more appreciated if he played in a different era. But man, he was great to watch. So he is hitting third. Batting fourth. From Fomento, Cuba. Signed in 2005, playing first base. From the 2018 Topps Chrome set, we have Kendrys Morales. This switch hitter, also a man that was born to hit. A legend in Cuban baseball. While there, he set 7 rookie records, including home runs and RBIs in a season, and was considered one of the greatest rookies in the history of Cuban baseball. He was hitting cleanup at the age of 20 while playing for the Cuban national team. In the majors, he continued to hit. In 2009, he finished 5th in the American League MVP voting. The next year, on May 29th, he hit a walk-off grand slam versus the Seattle Mariners, and then broke his leg while celebrating at home plate. He would miss nearly 2 years due to this injury. He made his return in 2012, and on July 30th, became only the 3rd player ever to hit homers from both sides of the plate in the same inning. He will be celebrating a birthday on June 20th, which I believe is Tuesday. So we have our cleanup hitter, Kendrys Morales. Now, things are going to get interesting. Batting 5th from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Signed in 2009 at the position of catcher. From the 2016 Topps set, we have none other than Gary Sanchez. The Sanchez, the Sanchino, power hitting catcher. He is a Silver Slugger Award winner, 2-time All-Star. He burst onto the scene in 2016, finishing 2nd in the American League Rookie of the Year award race, despite only playing 53 games. He is the fastest catcher in Major League history to hit 100 home runs. There was so much hype over Gary Sanchez, as there was when Aaron Judge came up with the Yankees. He has a cannon for an arm, but his defensive awareness, nothing to write home about. I was a huge Sanchez backer with his time with the Yankees. So excited even when he was in the minor league system. But I guess he kind of wore out his welcome. But today, he is hitting 5th, a big power bat in the lineup. Next, batting 6th. From the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, signed in 1971 out of Wyoming University with his hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. Playing third base from the 1984 Fleer set, we have Art Howe. Howe could play all over the infield, but played most of his games at third base. He was often injured in his career. He even had a broken jaw when he was hit by a pitch by Scott Sanderson. Solid player. Howe was on the first Astros team to win a division title in 1980. Post-playing career, he was an aide to Bobby Valentine in Texas, learning the ins and outs of managing. Howe would go on to a 14-year managerial career in the majors, starting with Houston, where he guided Hall of Fame players Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell early in their careers. 1996, after a 2-year hiatus, he replaced Tony La Russa in Oakland, where he found success, having a .529 winning percentage over 7 years. I believe 2 of those squads won over 100 games. He was portrayed by legendary actor Philip Seymour Hoffman in the movie Moneyball, which I don't think was an accurate portrayal, but that's Hollywood for you. He finished his career as a manager with 1,129 wins, with 1,137 losses, a record just under 500. But a long managerial career. 14 years. So he is hitting 6th, batting 7th. From San Pedro, California, drafted in 1984 in the second round of the January draft out of Golden West College in California, playing shortstop. This is from the 1990 Donruss set. Kevin Elster, a big shortstop at the time at 6'2". Elster was a standout on defense. He had this quick and effortless release. Both Derek Jeter and Gene Stick Michael once said he had the best hands at shortstop that they ever saw. That was when he was in spring training, I believe 2009 maybe? He didn't make the team. It was like his last hurrah trying to make a roster. He had an 88-game errorless streak that ended in 1989, which at the time was a National League record. Now, I remember the early 90s Mets, where they were banking on having a young infield with Elster playing shortstop, Greg Jeffries at third, and Keith Miller at second. All young prospects, all having rookie cards in 1988. But that experiment did not work out. Elster did have one appearance in the 86 World Series in Game 6. He came in as a defensive replacement for Danny Heap in the 6th inning, who pinch hit for Rafael Santana. Elster's best year, 1996. For Texas, he hit 24 home runs and drove in 99 runs and won the American League Comeback Player of the Year award. He, too, was often injured throughout his career, but a rock-solid player. At the shortstop position, he is batting 7th. Batting 8th. From Fall River, Massachusetts. Drafted in 1971 in the 8th round of the January draft from Roger Williams University in Rhode Island, playing second base. From the 1977 top set, we have fan favorite Jerry Remy. Over a 10-year career, Remy, he was not a power hitter by any means, hitting only 7 career home runs, but a solid player throughout his career, which started with the Angels. Then he was traded to Boston, where he became an all-star. He did battle knee problems that cut severely into his playing time over his 10 years. After his career on the diamond ended, he would go into broadcasting for the Boston Red Sox for many years. He did pass away recently of cancer in 2021. Elected into the Red Sox Hall of Fame in 2006, and he was labeled honorary president of Red Sox Nation in 2007. A good, scrappy little player. Played solid defense, could steal you some bases. He swiped 30-plus bags 4 years in a row early in his career. So, a good player to have on your team. And batting 9th, pitching from the Motor City of Detroit, Michigan, Drafted in the first round, 20th overall, from Eastern Michigan University. I think he was drafted in 1978. A member of the 1976 Collegiate Team USA. Taking the mound from the 1981 Topps set, we have Bob Welch. 1990 American League Cy Young Award winner, two-time World Series champion, 211 career wins. Dodgers CEO Stan Kasten once said Welch was one of the greatest competitors ever to wear a Dodger uniform. He had a big fastball. Catcher Johnny Oates said it was just as good as Jim Palmer's at the time. Now, if you want to check out an epic matchup between pitcher and hitter, with all the pressure on the line, check out Bob Welch versus Reggie Jackson in the 1978 World Series. That matchup ended Game 2. He went on to Oakland and teamed up with former Dodger Dave Stewart. And they developed an intimidating, dominant 1-2 punch in the rotation. In 1990, Welch's Cy Young Award-winning year, he went 27-6. The most wins since Steve Carlton in 1972, and no one has topped that mark since. In 1993, he notched career win 200 against his hometown team, the Detroit Tigers. And that was also on opening day. He passed in 2014 from a freak accident, falling in his bathroom, breaking his neck. He was 57 years old. So we have a Cy Young Award winner on the mound, which is a first for this lineup build. So it's the first lineup that can boast that honor. There is the lineup. If I had to pick a team captain, I would have... No, I'm just kidding. I would have to go with, I guess, Art Howe. He managed 14 years in the bigs. Knows what to get out of his players. So I'm going Art Howe as team captain. So yeah, that's the lineup for today. Would you change this 1 through 9 at all as far as a batting order? I know Jerry Remy, he led off quite a bit, hit second quite a bit. I do have 3 righties in a row. I could have Remy maybe in the second spot. Maybe put Javier 6th and shift everyone else down. Maybe even Elster hitting second. But this is the lineup I constructed. Let me know in the comments if you have any changes you would make. This was another fun one to put together. It's all about finding cards that you didn't know you had. Finding stories and accomplishments that you wouldn't otherwise know about. You know, I love this series. I love putting it together. If anyone out there would like to piggyback on this idea, I'd love to see what you come up with. My buddy Rick Acosta, the Dodger card collector, he had an amazing video that he just put up of him building a Dodgers lineup through cards. So check that out. I will put that link and his channel in the description box. He did a wonderful job constructing his lineup. So feel free to do any kind of offshoot of this idea and post it for us to see. It's a lot of fun, and you get to play manager for a day. This is going on 25 minutes, so we'll end it. That's it for now. Everyone have a great weekend. Hope you liked the video. Support the channel. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.